What's going on, New York Yankees fans? Welcome back to another video. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops or video drops. I cannot believe we just lost the series to the Baltimore Orioles. Does it surprise me? No. Does that mean I like it? No. Um, it's just it's it's sad because there's a lot of fault to go around, especially within the last two games. We won the first game. I was actually at the stadium, and I'll talk about that a little bit, in a couple of minutes or so. But in the last two games, the Yankees just completely fucking tanked it. I mean, the second game was bad, and we could definitely blame Aaron Boone for that. The third game, which was today, maybe not, because he was ejected on a call that should have been a strike, but obviously, the umpire was very bipolar at the first part of the game. So, obviously things didn't go our way at the first part of the game, but obviously there was a couple of hits that saved us. But we'll talk about it. So, let's get the positive things out of the way before we go to the negative. So I went to the game on Friday, September 3rd. It was a birthday gift from a family member. Thank you very much, by the way. I had great seats. I barely, walked for food. They had a food station behind us, a concession stand, however you want to call it. Get the usual value bucket, which is $20. The napkins were right behind us. We were all the way back in right field, meaning like the last row. So we didn't have to reach for napkins, just behind us, sauces, whatever. But the experience was fun. There was definitely a lot of, fun fans around us, doing the usual Yankee Stadium like stuff. At one point, a guy was, as the millennials would call it, hating on Gary Sanchez. Another guy was, not liking when Wandy Peralta wasn't throwing strikes. It was fun. It was the usual Yankee Stadium experience. Just a quick announcement: we will be going, as in me, Luca and Sean, the boys in Big Apple crew, will be going to the September 17th game against the Indians. Not likely, I already bought tickets in the Bleacher Creatures section, which is 203. So we're going to be a part of that crew, and we're going to be vlogging. So if you happen to go to that game, section 203, you know where to find us. And also as well, the vlog coming out. So I always like to vlog at these certain games and events, and obviously there will be more of that. But let's go to the chronological events of the game. Giancarlo Stanton, who was playing right field that night, struck one into center field, and I kind of felt bad for just myself and not really my brother, but I was like, I joined a fantasy football league about the day before, and they're like, oh, we're drafting tomorrow. I'm like, okay. And then I realized, oh shit, that's when the Yankee game is. So I was simultaneously doing that and watching the game. But Stanton hit a home run. I was very proud. It was 1-0 from there. Then DJ LeMahieu hit a sac fly. Yankees extended the lead in the fifth inning. Trey Mancini slugs one to left field. They crunch the lead even more. It's 2-1 at that point. Then Jorge Mateo, who actually within the first and the last game kind of gave the Yankees a lot of payback, because if anyone does remember, Jorge Mateo was a former Yankee, and they traded him, Dustin Fowler, and James Caprillion to the Oakland Athletics for Sonny Gray, a deal that did not work out for more than half a year for the Yankees. So I guess they learned their lesson, but it's going to be interesting to see what Mateo does at the major league level. I mean, he's been in the league for a couple of years now, but if he's long-term or not for the Baltimore Orioles, we'll see what happens, but that's not our thing to really look upon. With that being said, he hit a home run to left field off of, I believe it was Jonathan Loaizaga. Yes, it was. He blew his fourth save of the season, which, once again, isn't very good. Then you skip it to the 10th inning. The Yankees went in extras because their offense wasn't really anything much to talk about that game, really, other than the Stanton home run and the sac fly. With that being said, Mountcastle single to left. Joey Gallo's throw to the plate was not in time, 3-2. You go to the bottom of the inning. Obviously, this is in the 10th, so it's going to be that stupid-ass extra inning rule where it's the runner on second, whatever. LeMahieu singles to tie the game. The Yankees blow the opportunities afterward. Judge struck out. Joey Gallo popped out. I mean, once again, blowing opportunities. And this is really, I would say a microcosm of what we saw really this season, Obviously, that win streak, it was great and all. But this whole series was like a microcosm of the first half of the season. That's not what you want to see heading into October. We're in September now. We're not in freaking June or May or April or any of those months. We are in September with the playoffs happening next month. So, with that being said, obviously I mentioned the LeMahieu thing and the blowing opportunities. So, good job in the top half by Clay Holmes. He actually got the Yankees, out of the top half of the 11th with the runner on second rule. He's been doing a nice job for the Yankees, I have to admit, for someone who really was not a fan of the trade. With that being said, Giancarlo Stanton gets the first and last Yankees RBIs, single to center. Judge scored because he was the last guy out in the prior inning, and he was on second, so he scores. The Yankees win the game 4-3, the only game they would win in the series. And they were 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position, 8 runners left on base. Gleyber Torres, Rougned Odor, Luke Voit, Joey Gallo without hits. Gleyber Torres also returned from the IL, which was due to COVID and a lot of other things, I'm pretty sure. So, you know what? You got to work your way back. Now, let's get into more of the negative parts of the series, which is something I'm going to talk about. First off, before we even get into chronological events, somebody explained to me what the fuck the lineup was. I mean, I really don't like cursing on this channel because, I want it to be a little friendlier to the younger crew and whatever. But what was that lineup? It's just the way that Aaron Boone and the front office played this series, it wasn't good. The players didn't help at all. They gave Montgomery, 0 run support? And he's one of the worst in the majors when it comes to run support and stuff like that. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. This is a homegrown guy. This ain't a Garrett Cole or a Jameson Tyon. This is a homegrown guy. He's been through your system for the last couple of years, and this is how they treat him in the prime of his career, possibly. With that being said, let's go to the last game real quick. I know I'm going out of order, but Nestor Cortez, he did really well up until the point where he got taken out, obviously. He played really, really well. Got out of a couple of jams, strikeouts, stuff like that. His total on the day, 5.2 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, and 1 home run given up. So, once again, Nestor Cortez, nothing spectacular like Garrett Cole, but, he gives you a solid 5 to 6 innings. And that's what the Yankees want. With that being said, back to the Montgomery game. This is the lineup they put out, by the way. LeMahieu, Gallo, Judge, Stanton, Rizzo, Gardner, Brett Gardner, the 37-year-old guy who can't hit for his life right now, Kyle Higashioka, and a lot of people see me as a Gary hater, but why are you not putting Gary Sanchez in the lineup? And he didn't do good the prior day, obviously. I mean, some people were chanting, Gary's a bum, whatever. And listen, do I agree with that? In some standards, yes, because he has not been hitting. But he's a better option than Higashioka. They later pinch hit Sanchez for Higashioka, so obviously, what the fuck is the day off at that point? Then Andrew Velazquez, and obviously a lot of people will have their debates, is Velazquez better? Is Torres better? Torres is just coming off the IL. This ain't a Will Hernandez thing where it's, you got to measure the snaps and stuff like that. No, Torres just came off the IL. Why are you benching him? Why are you giving him a day off? He doesn't need one. He's been on the IL for almost a freaking month now. Doesn't make sense, once again. And then you have Tyler Wade at third. The only thing I like about that is that he's a better third baseman than Odor, but even that's debatable. With that being said, let's skip all the way to the 4th inning. And even before that, with this lineup, the Yankees were just in my opinion, partially lucky that they, meaning the Orioles, didn't destroy Jordan Montgomery. Because if it was like 4-0, 5-0, and I'm not saying the Orioles are this great team, my point is, with that freaking lineup, how are you going to score? Once again, we'll get to that. So Montgomery kind of dug a hole for himself in the fourth inning. A Trey Mancini single, Pedro Severino double, stuff like that. Then Jorge Mateo, he gets an RBI, walks in a run, 1-0 from there. And then the Yankees have the genius move of putting in Wandy Peralta in the seventh inning. Great job, Aaron Boone. Great job, anyone who manages the bullpen. Great job, everybody. Wandy Peralta absolutely blows up in the seventh. Jahmai Jones double. Cedric Mullins double. Jones scores. That's 2-1. Austin Hayes single. Cedric Mullins scores 3-1. So he gives up 2 runs. Let's actually check the stats here. 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and .1 innings pitched. When you're playing 20 straight fucking games in a row. Starting with, obviously, the Friday game. Playing 20 games in a row. But this is the way they manage the bullpen, right? This is the way they coach them and stuff like that. Okay, let's keep going. So, obviously, Ludge comes in. Lidge, whatever the hell you say his name, whatever. And then Chapman comes in. He allows a run. Obviously gets the loss. We'll get to that. Joey Gallo, obviously, I'll mishmash on him because it's an all-or-nothing hitter. But, you have to appreciate when he does the something. Broke an 0-for-17 streak. He hit a 2-run laser to right field. And the Yankees were back in it, 3-3. Top of the ninth. What can I say? The bullpen, once again. Ryan Mountcastle strikes out, but it was a wild pitch, so he goes to first. Austin Hayes singles. Trey Mancini walks. Loads the bases. Then, Pedro Severino hits a sac fly. Sure, it's not, a 2-run double or anything, but with the Yankees' offense, it still doesn't help. Sac fly, 4-3, Yankees lose. Chapman, his ERA is at a 3.72. His record's at a 5-4. The Yankees were 1-for-6 with runners in scoring position and left a total of 5 men on base. That's just not good. Not good at all. This is a typical loss by the Yankees, And, it's not just a loss where it's like, they didn't hit whatever. The fucking lineup you put out. The lineup that you put out. What is that lineup? You can't be pulling these reindeer games when you're in September. I don't care what team you face. The Blue Jays, the Red Sox, the Orioles, the freaking Tigers. I don't care what team you face. You have to play serious. You cannot play down to the competition. It just boggles my mind. And this is a team that came into the series 50 games below 500 people. Their win-loss differential was 50 games. They were what? 41-91 coming into this series. And then with that game, they bounced back to 50 games because they lost the game prior, which was their 92nd loss, and they won their 42nd game, and now their win-loss differential is 49. Unbelievable. And I'm not going to scream and yell and do this and that and the other thing because this is, a microcosm of some of the management that the Yankees have been under this season. Just saying. So, in the first inning, Cedric Mullins gets on base with a walk. He steals a base, and I have no idea why Gary Sanchez was credited with the error when Gleyber Torres is like, barely nicks the glove, and Bear just doesn't even catch the ball at second base. The rule in baseball, or at least something the coaches should teach you, is that come off the base for the ball. The ball is more important. And then he tried, doing the quick jab to Mullins to try to get him out, which obviously the common sense rule is this. You got to get the ball in the glove before you tag him. Idiot. He just didn't help himself in this game at all. I think he had, one hit, and that's about it. And then, a play at shortstop. Actually had 2 hits, so I'll credit him there. He went 2 for 4. But the one play at shortstop were basically, I forget who was on the bases at the time. I think it was Gutierrez, actually, or one of the other guys. Ground ball, takes his time at shortstop, and then, he's safe at first. What can I say? So, Aiken actually matches Kluber by striking out 3 in the first after the DJ single. Kluber actually, I forgot to mention, worked out of that jam very nicely with the runner on third. He struck out Santander, Mancini, and then Stewart. Stewart was an inside pitch, so obviously Jeff Nelson's strike zone wasn't the greatest. Obviously, as I mentioned, Keegan Aiken matched Kluber, striking out 3 after the DJ single. Gallo, Judge, and Stan, strikeout guys, but, Judge has been the better of those 3. That's for shit sure. Austin Hayes hits a left field, gone, home run. 1-0 in the second. Then the Yankees do end up saving Kluber, or you could say Kluber kind of saved himself. Or actually, better yet, you can say the batter kind of saved Kluber because the pitch was so high. Strike 3, Sanchez throws him out at second. Great play by the Yankees. They save him there, and then they get one more out. Now you go to the bottom of the second. Gary Sanchez, grand slam to left field. Great job by him today. He really had a day, I have to admit. I'm hard on Gary because I know what he could be and his expectations and stuff like that, but he had a good day today. With that being said, Jorge Mateo chipped at the Yankees' lead with a sac fly. Lead split in half in the 4th inning. Corey Kluber left after 3 2/3. Joely Rodriguez came in relief of him. Kluber, he started out good or decent, but, it's just as the game went on. He was throwing a lot of pitches. To get the pitch total real quickly, Kluber threw 78 pitches in 3 2/3 innings. My mistake on messing that up, but 3 2/3 innings and 78 pitches, that's really high. And listen, I get it, he's coming off the IL, stuff like that, but when we're cruising into the playoffs, we need the bullpen as much as possible. And with the way this team manages the bullpen, we'll see if we can even win games in the playoffs. We're not even there yet. We're in a spot, but we're not there yet. Joely Rodriguez leaves after 0.2 innings pitched. Obviously, the 3-batter minimum definitely came in there. 2 walks and a K in the 5th. Then Aaron Boone ejected after a ball 4 called to DJ Stewart in the 5th inning. It was a strike. Aaron Boone got ejected, and I don't blame him. But, obviously that didn't really help the Yankees in terms of winning the game. That just didn't help them. With that being said, Orioles call on Fernando Abad, and Anthony Rizzo hits a bloop single. I think it was to left field or to center field, actually. Yankees score another run, 5-2. Then Cedric Mullins, who continues to destroy the Yankees, 6th home run or 5th home run off the Yankees this year to right field, and they are getting even closer. 5-4. Gary Sanchez trying to help out his offense, another home run. This one to left field, a 2-run shot. 7-4 in the 6th. Sanchez with a total of 6 RBIs on the day and 2 home runs. So obviously he did have a good day, as I mentioned. Whew. With that being said, Andrew Heaney relieves Albert Abreu. Abreu did give up 2 runs on that Cedric Mullins home run, which didn't help, but Sanchez obviously tried distancing the deficit with that home run. So, 3-run game. Andrew Heaney relieves Albert Abreu, and it goes haywire from there. And this is nothing on Albert Abreu. This has nothing to do with him. This is all on Heaney. Abreu didn't even enter the 7th inning. So, with that being said, Jahmai Jones, double to right field with the bases loaded. 2-run score, 7-6. Jorge Mateo wins a 12-pitch battle. That's called staying in there, working the count. 12-pitch battle versus Andrew Heaney. Bloop single, ties the game at 7. That's what I'm talking about with Jorge Mateo kicking our ass this series very slowly. I mean, it's not going to be, oh, well, he did this, this, and this. It's not going to be remarked by any of the media markets, but it's fundamental baseball against your former team. With that being said, Kelvin Gutierrez singles, Yankees choke the lead, 8-7. 7th inning, that is the inning they scored in, and then 3 for 8 with runners in scoring position, 7 left on base. 20 games in a row starting last Friday, and this is the way we're going to act. And I don't care, and let's actually take a look at these wild card standings real quick, because I can actually take a look at it. The Yankees, right now, and I'm not joking when I say this is right here, they are leading by half a game, which means the Red Sox could probably move in front of the Yankees if they win their next opportunity. The Yankees do play at 1 o'clock tomorrow against the Toronto Blue Jays, so that should be another fun series, right? Blue Jays, They are right behind the Mariners. So technically, they're the second spot out of the wild card. So they're making a push. And, they feel even more comfortable now, even though we'll be in the Bronx tomorrow. They'll feel, even more comfortable with the way they're playing because, wow, they're back at Rogers Center. They'll feel even more amped and hyped. But my point is that why are we losing a series to the Orioles in September when we're slowly losing this wild card spot? The division is over. The division's been over since the start of the year, ladies and gentlemen. I can't even go that far. That might be an overreaction, to be honest. But ever since the Yankees started playing like shit in like May, June, whatever. I mean, they've been playing like shit for parts of the season. But going back to like May and June, the division was, no. The Rays, and when Boston led it, and even when Boston slipped, I never considered us as a part of the division. When they moved in the wild card, that's a different story. But they have to work for that now, and they have to work to keep a, lead. They have to work to keep a lead, and that's the way they should do it. Will they do it? I don't think so. But, we'll see what happens. I definitely want to and can be wrong on this, but you know what? This is the way the Yankees have been doing it the last 2 years. And the lack of offense will cause, the pitching to do bad. And then the bullpen, too. The bullpen was absolutely no help in this series. So, with that being said, guys, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream Bob's video drops. Just as a reminder out to a lot of you guys out there, I don't know. Probably not, though. We're going to do a big NFL preview on the Boys in the Big Apple podcast tomorrow, 8:10 p.m. like usual. And I don't know that we will have time for baseball because I do want to get a lot of the NFL in. But if you're sticking towards the end or if you're sticking towards the whole stream, we'll get your questions in. We'll answer your questions about the Yankees and other teams as well because that's something we do want to try to slip in. If we don't have time, we don't have time. But also, for Giants fans out there that may be watching this video, Paul Latino is coming on my channel, so stay tuned for a Wednesday episode of the Big Lou in the Bronx podcast, and he'll answer the questions regarding the roster and stuff like that. So with that being said, guys, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you know when the live stream pops video drops. Appreciate y'all coming back. You guys probably share the same thoughts I do. Even if you disagree with me, put it in the comments. Peace out. See you later. Stay cool.